there everyone, today I'm going to show you how to arm knit an I-cord which I'm going to use to make a skinny scarf. Now arm knitting is really simple and it's a very quick way of making some big and attractive items. Now I've got 2 balls of chunky yarn here and I'm going to use 2 strands of the yarn to make 1 strand. So all we're going to do first is we're going to cast on and we're going to tie a slip knot. So you need to take a little bit of yarn, probably 24 inches or so 2 feet, for your cast on. And to do a slip knot, you literally take your yarn and you turn it and then you pull it through, and that is your slip knot. And you can tell it's a slip knot because the working yarn literally pulls through the knot. Okay, you can see that pulling through. And that is your first stitch. So that goes on your arm and you just tighten it up a little bit. Now the next bit is your cast on. So that's stitch 1. And I'm going to just do 3 stitches all together. So just to cast on the second stitch, there's a few ways, but I'm just going to show you the way that works for me. So I've got my tail is here on my left and my working yarn is going to the balls there on my right. And what you do is you're going to do like a slingshot. So there are my 2 ends of my yarn, and I'm going to bring my finger and my thumb in between them and then take it down, and then I'm going to hold on to my 2 ends. So I've got like a slingshot in a V there. And what we're going to do, I'll come a bit closer, is I'm going to put my finger under the first end and I'm going to come under the second and I'm going to pull it through and put that on my arm, and then just pull there. And that is my second stitch. I'll do that one more. So we come in here, we're going to go through and down, and there's my slingshot, like this. And I'm going to put my finger through the first one, so it's under, over the second one, and then under, bring it through and put it on my arm. And that, I have now got 3 stitches on my arm. 1, 2, 3. You can have as many or as little as you like for an I-cord. I might just do one more to make it a bit thicker. So again, there's my yarn. I'm coming through and I'm making it into a slingshot. I'm going to go under that one, coming over, under again, and pulling through. So there's my 4 stitches. Now what we're going to do is we're going to knit our first row. It's very simple. I'm just going to quickly get some more of my working yarn. It's quite thick. Okay, so now what we do is we're going to take our working yarn that's coming from our balls in the same hand as what the stitches are on, and you're literally going to have it just holding it in your hand, and you're going to take your stitches and you're going to pull them over, and you've got a new stitch there. That's going to go on your other arm and you're going to tighten it up. It's quite tricky to tighten up the first one, but just do what you can. Same again, holding it in the same hand. Second stitch, there it is, over, there's my new stitch, straight onto my arm and tighten it up. Okay. Third stitch, exactly the same, so we're holding it. Here's my stitch. I'm going to go over, let that one go. There's my new one, and it's going to go straight on. and then my last stitch, same again, over, and there it is again, my new stitch, and just straight on. And you've just knitted your first row. Now, it doesn't look like very much at the moment, but we'll do a few more and then we'll see what we've got. Now, if you were doing normal arm knitting and not doing an I-cord, you would then just do the same again, but with the other hand. So you'd have it in your left hand and you take it off and do it exactly the same way. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do an I-cord, which is slightly different. So what I need to do is I need to remove these stitches from my left hand and literally put them on to my right hand. Okay. And you'll know you've done it right because now your working yarn is at the back of your stitches. So it's coming out the bottom stitch. And then you literally just start knitting again, just the same way. So there's my working yarn. Here are my 4 stitches. So I'm going to go over, drop, and on. There's a few ways you can do this, but this is the way I find easiest. Second stitch, off, and on. Third stitch, off and on. And then the 4th stitch, off and on. And once we've done a few, you'll be able to see what happens when the I-cord comes together. So do exactly the same again. There's your 4 stitches. Let's just make sure they're fairly tight. Take them off of your left arm and straight on to your right arm. And then we do the same again. So here's my first stitch. And then off, just like we did, tighten it up as much as you can. Here's my second stitch and off. Now let's get the right one. Here's my, oh, you've got to try and make sure that you get the right stitch. There's my 3rd stitch and off, and there's my 4th stitch. And what you'll begin to see is that I've got a little tube forming. It's a little bit hard to tell at the moment, but there is a tube starting to form there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a few more of the same, and then I'll come back when I've done a few more rows. Okay, so again, just like before, off the left arm, straight onto the right arm. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a few more, and then I'll come back and show you how I've got on. Okay, so I've now made a very long scarf, as you can see here, and it will go around my neck twice, and there it is. Okay, so you can sort of see the pattern it's made there. But at the minute, all my stitches are all what we call live on my arm. So if I took them off now, it will all just unravel. So we need to cast off or bind off. There's a few ways, few things that you could say there. So what you need to do is you're going to cut enough yarn. So again, probably sort of a couple of feet, enough to cast off with. So I'm just going to make a fair bit of yarn. That'll probably be enough. I'm going to cut it off there. So that's the end of the wool that I need there. So now I've got this end coming off my stitches that I've been stitching. So all we're going to do now is I'm going to knit 2 stitches from my left arm, so that's where my knitting currently is, onto my right. Just the same way as we did. So we're going to go over, there's the new stitch, and on, and pull tight. Same again, over, on, and pull tight. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take the back stitch over the front stitch and drop it off. Sounds scary, but that's what we're going to do. So over it comes, and I'm just going to pull it a little bit tight there. Not too tight, or I shall have a very tight end. So now I've got 1 stitch on my right arm and 2 on my left. I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to knit this one and put it on my arm. And then I'm going to take the back stitch over the front stitch and then just let it go. Sounds scary. There we are. So now I've literally got one left on each arm. So I'm going to knit my last one, put it through. There we are. And now again, just the same, front stitch over the back. And now I've just got one stitch left. So all you need to do there is take it off, and you can just literally put your working yarn through that stitch just to secure it in place. There we go. And then all you need to do is, so there's my scarf. And then you just need to make sure that your ends are tucked away, because you don't really want like long ends like I've got here. So make sure that it's secure, and then all you can do then is just literally find some stitches and just thread your yarn through just a few stitches. So that's that one. Okay, keeping it nice and taut. And then where can we go next? Doesn't really matter where you go, to be fair. So I could just go into this one. Where should we go? I'll just probably go in there. And then you can just literally make a few knots and just knot them. And that one there. Okay, let's just put it here. So what I could do now is I could just take one of my strands and then just make a little knot. It's up to you really where you want to put the knot. Let's have a quick look. Decisions. I'll just put it on there. So I could just knot here. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly secure these off, and then I'll come back and show you what the finished article looks like. So I'm just going to literally do another knot here, and then I'll just trim it close just so that it's nice and secure. It's pretty secure anyway. And there we go, that one there. So I'm just going to finish off doing the others in the same way, and I'll come back and show you the finished scarf. Okay, and that's my finished scarf. Just put it on my little dressmaker's dummy there. But you can see how pretty it looks. If I just turn it around, that's how it looks at the back. So you can see pretty knots in the stitching. And then I'll just bring it round to the front. And there it is. So you can make an arm knitted I-cord in 20 minutes or less. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to showing you more techniques soon. Take care, bye.